I nearly wrote off the new Counterparts album. Stick to the end of this video to find out what changed my mind. I won't let you drown inside me! Hey guys, welcome to another review. I am a bit sick today, so sorry if I have the sniffles or if I sound kind of weird, that's why. For those unaware, Counterparts was formed in 2007, and they are from Canada, and they are headed by vocalist Brandon Murphy. I haven't heard a whole lot from these guys, but I saw over in the metalcore subreddit that everyone was in love with these guys. They really enjoyed this album, so I figured I would give it a shot. As I've stated before on this channel, it's a bit difficult for me to really enjoy a band who screams 90 to 100% of the time, especially in the metalcore genre. And deathcore, it's kind of a different story, and death metal, stuff like that. And Counterparts does fall into that category for the metalcore genre. Now, if you haven't listened to these guys before, they can be compared to bands like Being as an Ocean and Ghost Inside. But yeah, I would say that the best way to label them is a melodic hardcore band, and their new album came out back in September. It's called You're Not You Anymore. According to Brandon, the title of the album was chosen because he thinks it ties nicely into each song being about change and growth, and he said that it's even kind of a funny tie to the fact that they've gone through so many member changes. The album is a super quick listen. I remember playing it in my car, and when the album was over, I was like, oh, holy shit, I don't really remember any of that. The album has 11 tracks and only runs 27 minutes, with the opening track being an intro that lasts 38 seconds. The idea of the intro, according to the vocalist, was that he wanted it to feel like a classic metalcore album was about to start, something from the early 2000s, and I think it does that pretty well. It's just soft and melodic, which is really cool. The biggest reason why I almost wrote this album off was because during my first initial listen, I thought to myself that the instrumentation wasn't really creative or interesting. It was kind of boring, which for me, if a band is going to scream most of the time, they better have some fantastic instrumentals. But I obviously wasn't paying that close attention, so I decided to give it a few more listens, and I'm glad I did, because there are some amazing moments on this album. The melodic parts of the album help fill in those gaps that are left with the absence of a lot of clean singing. One of the reasons why I think the album blew past me is the seamless transitions between the tracks, like from Bouquet to Arms Like Teeth. It hardly feels like a song change. The lyric in track 3 pertaining to Arms Like Teeth is saying, "You know I'd welcome your embrace even if your arms resembled teeth." My interpretation of this song is it's talking about loving somebody so much that you just let them unknowingly change you into something that they want you to be, absolving you of your impurities and covering you in scars. Great hard-hitting section in the song where Brandon is repeating, "Carry me forever in your heart." The chorus from No Servant of Mine probably has one of the most memorable melodies under it. No servant of mine, turn your back and flee! And it also has one of the more brutal lyrics where he screams, "I wish you luck, I hope you found your medicine, pray it kills you quick." Lyrics that lead us into a pretty classic hardcore section, complete with a nice guitar squeal to round that section out. While we're on the topic of guitar work, we should definitely mention the outro to Haunt Me. The lead guitar isn't the focal point of that section, but it does a good job of supporting the emotion that the band is trying to emit with the end of that track. Very well written. One of my favorite gang chants on the album happens during this one, where everybody yells, you haunt me like an empty home." You haunt me like an empty home! The band insists on our continuation of the headbanging with the track Swim Beneath My Skin, which starts off with some pretty hectic guitar work, followed by what could be called the chorus with the lyrics, "I won't let you drown inside me," supported by one of the catchiest and grooviest riffs on the album. Aside from containing one of my favorite riffs on the album, Swim Beneath My Skin also houses a pretty great breakdown. You are the blood in my heart, please! Which is accompanied by the lyrics, "You are the blood my heart bleeds," and then we get another emotional outro like on Arms Like Teeth. With my last breath, I will strangle you to death with your own fucking hands! Thieves is a shorty but goodie. It comes in at 1 minute and 16 seconds, but it's crazy and hard-hitting the whole time. It's pretty much a super condensed fuck you from the band. I mean, the breakdown comes after the lyrics, "With my last breath, I will strangle you to death with your own fucking hands." Can somebody say breakdown of the year potential? Definitely a good song to work out or run to, even if it's pretty short. I definitely feel a sense of nostalgia for some reason with the intro riff on Rope, and there's another fabulous breakdown at the end of this one, so make sure to stretch your neck before pressing play on this one. I feel like there aren't that many lyrics in the song since it only comes in at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but there's still a lot of dissecting to be done. The way that I read the song is that the subject of the song is saying that maybe he trusts and loves too easily, and the person he's speaking to directly is just waiting for the perfect time to turn their back on him, and some of the lyrics even allude to him being dead on the inside, so perhaps he's searching for what good is left on the inside of himself. Some more self-deprecating lyrics make up track number 9, A Memory Misread, with the most notable lyrics being I'm a farewell that even heaven won't accept. We get some distant singing behind the chorus in this one, which I really like, and I think it adds a nice little touch to the track. Another fun breakdown in this one with some of Brendan's angrier and more raw sounding vocals slapped on top of it. We actually get a bit more of that singing on the penultimate track, Fragile Limbs, which which Brendan has stated is his favorite song on the record. I'm torn between wanting more of that singing because having so little of it makes it that much more impactful, but it is amazing when it does occur. And there is a nice softer instrumental section at the end of this song, which again demonstrates their ability to transition seamlessly track to track. The final and title track, You're Not You Anymore, has a unique intro when compared to the rest of the album, before jumping right into the quick and chaotic hardcore elements that they've already shown that they can do on this album. But they do use that intro music as a pre-chorus, and it's a delight every time it's heard. The song is very mature, and it ends the album on a high note. It's kind of about this couple who are mending their past mistakes and have realized that maybe they've come to a point where they can be together without devastating consequences. The lyric You're Not You Anymore comes up when Brandon says, I couldn't love who you were, but you're not you anymore. So when read by itself, You're Not You Anymore sounds like a bad lyric, but in the context of the album and the context of this other line being added, it's actually a good thing. It's saying this person has mended who they used to be. They're no longer a bad person, and the subject of the song is now free to love him or her. They're saying we dare not mourn our past lives, our loss will be reborn. So they're letting go of the past, they're giving it a fresh start. A really great message to end on, especially given the lyrical content of the rest of the album. There you go, guys. Short and quick review, just like the album. I kind of like that it's short. The band just gets their message across really quick. I do wish there were some more soft parts like in the last track and in Fragile Limbs, but I understand why they would leave some of that experimentation till the end of the album. But I enjoyed it. These guys are gonna hit you hard and fast. The guitar work is there, and it is fun and chaotic and impressive. You might have to give it a couple of listens. When you do listen to it, make sure you have the lyrics handy. I say that a lot, but Brandon has a unique way of writing. Sometimes he's super direct, and other times there's a lot to dissect and you kind of have to interpret what he's writing. I don't have any qualms with his vocal delivery, but like I said, he screams a lot, so a lot of people might not know what is being said unless they have the lyrics handy. Unless you're not into lyrics, then you can do whatever the hell you want, you weirdo. If you want just a taste of what these guys are capable of doing, I would recommend checking out Swim Beneath My Skin and You're Not You Anymore. As long as you know what to expect when going into this album, I think you will enjoy it as a heavy music fan. Alright guys, as always, thank you for watching the review. Let me know what you thought of it and the album in the comment section below. I want to do a breakdown themed video for the end of the year, so if you feel so inclined, go ahead and give me a breakdown or a few from this past year that are super memorable for you. There's a good chance that it's already on my list, but there's an equal chance that it's not. So keep those recommendations coming in. I want to make it a pretty fun video, and it'll be fun to see what everyone remembers from this year. I posted 3 videos last week, so go check those out. Grab the album in the description if you liked it. Find me on social media, and I will see you in the next video. Rock on.